let's say Tracy's got his little card here running. Now, Tracy, when you mail this out and you get calls from this card, it's not a 10% marketing spend.
No.
Right? Yep. So your radio, when you run ads on the radio and people call you from the radio, that's not a 10% ad spend.
Mm-mm.
It's more like 25 or 30% ad spend.
Okay, it's a cumulative of everything you're doing.
Right. And what I've told everyone is like, you need to be able to spend the entire 100% ad spend and still run a 10% marketing average. Like, that's the way you need to be thinking. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever spends the most amount of money to get a customer wins. So thinking that way, you're setting your business up to invest your entire commission check to get a listing sale means like, oh my God, you mean the marketing spends 100%? And I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do? And immediately you guys would like, well, I guess when I get the customer, I need to do this, and this to get more customers.
Mm-hmm.
And so that it goes from 10. I get one customer at 100%, I get 10 at 0. Right? It's a 10% marketing spend, or 9 at 0. So that makes sense to everyone. So when you get a customer, you've got to use the customer to get more customers. Mm-hmm. And this is not part of the regular real estate thing. There's very little energy and effort put into this. Most of the back end sales is when I get a listing, I'm going to advertise the listing, but it's primarily lackluster. It's done really to sell the home, kind of a FSBO play, and it never really turns into the big numbers that we're talking about. So I think that's all that's happening right here. All right, so Wally, let's look at it, and Trace, let's look at it more specifically. If the magic number's 3, and it really is across market areas, that's 15 a week.
You're talking about appointments per ISA per day?
Yeah.
Yes, 3 a day. Let's say that's the thing, paying out $3,000 a month and around a 5% commission, on the deal. Let's say that's it. And you're going to that works into your model of a 30% net income. All right. What does that mean? It's very simple. If it's a 50% conversion, that means they got to talk to 6 people that say, yeah, I'm planning on yes, I am planning on moving in the next little while. They got to be physically with 6 people that say yes in order to get the 3 at a 50%,
Right.
convergence data, right? All right. So now it becomes like, okay, how many people did they need to talk to talk to these 6? Right. So if you're giving them a lead source, like say Commissions Inc., if that's the lead source, that means that well, put it this way. If the lead source has 80-20, okay, 80% of the leads are not planning on moving in the next little while. Okay, that means 20% are. That would be generous for that lead source.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
Yes, this is what that means. That means they've got to talk to 30 people, physically 30 people on the phone. I got to have a conversation with 30 on the phone or by text, meaningful conversation, to find 6 that are planning on moving in the next little while.
Todd, when we were just with Sync, which has been several years ago, that's the exact number was 30. We had to get 30 people on. We had to have meaningful conversations with 30 people to book.
To find 6
to book
that
2
we're
or 3
planning on
appointments.
moving. Yes, and that's the point that we need to make here. So the problem is lead generation. So what people do, and this is what Craig and I don't want all of you guys to do. We're going to talk about this in depth in Cancun for sure, but we don't want you to bend on the quality of the prospects. Okay. That's the primary driver in the whole deal. Okay. Is the quality of the leads is the issue with faulty or problematic inside sales departments. So then it becomes, okay, I got it. So I got to work on getting the prospects that we most want that we're not getting right now. And I got to be willing to spend more money to get them. And how do I bring my marketing costs down, get more business from the customers that you do get, and it balances out to that 10% marketing spend? That's the model. But understanding that the money matters, what you get paid per transaction. It's impossible to have the business that everyone here dreams about. Impossible getting paid the same thing that all the other real estate agents get paid in the marketplace, which means you need a different kind of business. Otherwise, you're right, Wally, you're competing with those people. So it has to be a different business altogether. It can't be better than or similar to what real estate agents do. It's got to be different altogether.
Right.
That's the reason, right? Which is why we're all, for the most part here, your home sold guaranteed realty. We're seeking and working on differentiation. We certainly understand that. No way, let me repeat, impossible. All of us here will not have the business we dream about doing more of, even similar to what everyone else does. So those are the challenges. But I think you guys all have the solution. So the conclusion then that I'm walking away with is, from the thread and everything, is probably not realistic to have an inside sales agent department based on VAs. Does that mean they don't have their place? No, I think they absolutely do. For example, Tracy, if I call you on this postcard,
Yeah.
don't you have an offer on here of texting? Yeah, right here. It says not quite, it says right here, not quite ready. I'll read it. Not quite ready to sell. Find out how much you can sell your home for and how long it would take by texting your address. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could train a VA to be responsive to those text messages, right?
Yeah.
If you could train, if you could train me to do it, you could train a VA to do it. You know what I'm saying? So those kinds of things might make sense. Appointment setting. I call you on the radio. Hey, Tracy, I want to sell my house. I heard you on the radio. The receptionist says, okay, let me get your name and number, and we'll have, the best person to help you call you back. And it was like, okay, so who's calling me back? A VA could do that because it's essentially a come list me, right?
Right.
So they're a setter. All right. But the complicated but the problem is, as soon as they ask a squirrely question, like, well, I really just want to know what you're going to buy my home for. I'm not planning on listing it with anyone. I'm going to sell it by owner unless Tracy wants to come over and buy this thing right now. So immediately, a person who's not skilled to deal with that dialogue is not going to get that appointment. Right, Trace?
That's right.
So the training of an inside sales, it's not that it's not a come list me. Like, they want to sell their home. They're selling in the next 3 to 6 months. And they admitted, like, they're going to sell the thing. I'm going to sell it. Yeah, I'm going to sell it FSBO unless Tracy's going to come buy it. Mm-hmm. Well, if it was me if it was you, Wally, I already know what Wally would say. Okay, well, how about tomorrow? Pop by and take a look at it. Like, you just closed for the appointment
today.
So but there's a good chance that the VA would be like, yeah, Tracy's not going to. I don't know. I don't know if the level of training is necessary. So let's say that the VA mucked it up. Okay. Now it's just another person that we got to get on the phone with because we're running a 50% minimum conversion. Now we just added another 2 people we got to talk to for every lost opportunity. So the importance of it is, to me, what drives the decision-making on whether it's a stateside or out of state.